2002 World Cup, Group Stage. Senegal's very first match at a World Cup. Their opponent? The reigning world champions, France. 24 years later, June 16th, they meet again. Same tournament, same stakes, completely different teams. Today, we break down both squads, the key players, the danger men, and the one question nobody can answer. Can Senegal do it again? Let's start with the favorites, France. In goal, Mike Maignan, AC Milan's #1. 2 consecutive seasons as one of the best goalkeepers in Serie A. His distribution, his shot stopping, his reading of the game, everything is at an elite level. When France need a big save, in a big moment, Maignan delivers. He won't be the reason France lose this game. The defense. Deschamps has picked 9 defenders, and almost every single one of them plays for a top 1-0 club in Europe. But the likely starting 4? William Saliba, Daoud Upamecano, Jules Koundé, and Theo Hernandez. Saliba had arguably the best season of any center back in the Premier League this year. Arsenal's defensive wall. Composed, dominant in the air, rarely beaten on the ground. Upamecano. People forget he had a nightmare in Qatar 2022. He's come back from that, back in Europe. Koundé at right back is genuinely one of the best in the world in that position. Barcelona, technically elite, defensively solid, and he can play higher up the pitch when France want to attack. And then Theo Hernandez on the left. He doesn't play like a fullback, he plays like a winger who occasionally remembers to defend. Pace, power, and the ability to get into the box and create danger out of nothing. He's one of France's most dangerous attacking threats from a defensive position. Midfield. Tchouaméni is the anchor, Real Madrid's defensive midfielder, the player who gives France the foundation for everything else. When Tchouaméni plays, France don't get overrun. Simple as that. Alongside him, Rabiot, and this is important, Adrien Rabiot is playing the best football of his career right now at AC Milan. He's powerful, he's box-to-box, he wins the ball, and he uses it well. People have underestimated him for years. Don't underestimate him here. And then there's N'Golo Kanté, 35 years old, Fenerbahce. A lot of people wrote him off. Deschamps didn't, because when Kanté is on the pitch, the team just works. 131 international appearances. The man who never stops running. If he starts against Senegal, he changes the energy of the entire midfield. The attack. This is where it gets uncomfortable for every team at this tournament. Kylian Mbappé, 27 years old, Real Madrid, captain of France, 12 World Cup goals, already only 4 away from Miroslav Klose's all-time record. He came into this tournament with a thigh injury, missed some games for Real Madrid at the end of the season, but he's here, and he's fit enough to start. On his best day, he is the best player on the planet. End of conversation. Ousmane Dembélé, Ballon d'Or winner, PSG, won the Champions League this season, 14 goals, 17 assists. Explosive pace, unpredictable movement, a player who has completely reinvented himself from the inconsistent version that frustrated everyone at Barcelona. He is in the form of his life, and he is terrifying to defend against. Michael Olise, Bayern Munich, 24 years old, 15 goals, 27 assists in all competitions this season. Left-footed, creative in tight spaces, able to cut inside and shoot or find a pass that nobody else sees. He is arguably the most dangerous attacking player in Europe right now, outside of the very top names. And behind those 3, Barcola, Doué, Cherki, Thuram. All of them could walk into almost any other national team as a starter. Deschamps is using them as substitutes. The depth of this France squad is genuinely difficult to wrap your head around. If you stop Mbappé, Dembélé hurts you. If you stop Dembélé, Olise hurts you. If you somehow stop all 3, someone comes off the bench and hurts you anyway. But France have a weakness, and it's worth talking about. Mbappé's thigh. He's not at 100%. He wasn't fully fit at the end of the club season, and that question mark doesn't disappear just because the World Cup has started. If he's playing at 80%, France's attack is still elite, but it's not the same. And Deschamps himself, he is conservative. He has always been conservative. In a big first game against a dangerous opponent, his instinct is to be solid first and brilliant second. France can look flat, functional, almost deliberately cautious, especially when they feel the other team is dangerous. Senegal are dangerous. Senegal. Now let's talk about the team that nobody should be sleeping on. In goal, Edouard Mendy, 32 years old, former Chelsea #1, former best goalkeeper in the world according to the FIFA awards in 2022. He's not at that absolute peak anymore, but he is still a top-level goalkeeper with experience of the biggest stages in club football. Against an attack like France's, you need a goalkeeper who doesn't panic. Mendy doesn't panic. The defense. Kalidou Koulibaly is the captain and the heartbeat of this Senegal side. 33 years old, Al Hilal, over 100 international appearances. He has been one of the best center backs in the world for the last decade, and he brings something that you cannot coach pure authority. When Koulibaly talks, the defense listens. When Koulibaly challenges, strikers feel it. Alongside him, Moussa Niakhaté Lyon, solid, physical, underrated on the international stage, but highly respected in League One. El Hadji Malik Diouf at right back is one of the most exciting young defenders in this tournament. West Ham, fast, aggressive, technically confident, he matches up well against wide attackers and isn't afraid to take risks going forward. He's 22 years old and plays with zero fear. Midfield, Idrissa Gana Gueye, 36 years old. Everton, 131 international appearances. Senegal's most capped player ever. He should not still be this good, but he is. Gueye is the engine of this team. He wins the ball. He keeps it simple. He gives the more creative players around him the freedom to operate. Against France's midfield, his energy and experience are going to be absolutely essential. Lamine Camara Monaco, 21 years old, one of the best young central midfielders in Ligue 1 this season. He has the quality to compete with Tchouaméni and Rabiot in the middle of the pitch and not be overwhelmed. That matters. Pape Matar Sarr Tottenham, athletic, energetic, capable of driving forward. He gives Senegal an extra gear in transition and can cover ground quickly when France try to break the attack. Sadio Mané, 34 years old, Al Nassr, 53 goals for Senegal, the all-time record. He has spent his entire career being asked, when will you win something for your country? He won AFCON in 2022, the first major trophy in Senegal's history. Now, at 34, this is his last World Cup. He knows it. The squad knows it. And that motivation is not something you can put a number on. The question around Mané is simple. Is he still at the level? He's been playing in Saudi Arabia, not the Champions League. The pace of European football is different. But Mané has always been a big game player. He has always risen for the moments that matter. And there is no bigger moment than this. Nicholas Jackson, now at Bayern Munich, physical, direct, strong in the air, and with the ball at his feet. He gives Senegal a striker who can hold the ball up under pressure and bring others into play. Against Saliba and Upamecano, he will need every bit of that physicality. Iliman Ndiaye, Everton. This is the player that analysts are most excited about in this Senegal squad. Technical, unpredictable, difficult to track. He drifts between lines, creates space for others, and has the ability to produce a moment of individual brilliance in a tight game. If Senegal score against France, there's a good chance Ndiaye is involved. And then there is Assane Diao, 19 years old, Como. He chose Senegal over Spain at youth level, already drawing comparisons to a young Mané. His pace, his directness, his confidence. He plays like someone who has no idea he's supposed to be nervous. If Thiaw throws him on against a tiring France defense, he could be the most dangerous player on the pitch. France are the favorites. Objectively, the squad is deeper, the attack is... But Senegal are not here to make up the numbers. They're unbeaten in qualifying. They beat England 3-1 at Wembley, the first African side ever to do that. They have the defensive structure, the midfield engine, and the attacking quality to make this extremely uncomfortable for France. My prediction? France win this, but not easily. 2-1, maybe 1-0. Senegal will create chances. Mendy will have to make saves. Koulibaly will have to be at his absolute best. But if Mané scores against France 24 years after Senegal shocked the world, that is one of the greatest moments this tournament will produce. Who do you think wins? Drop your prediction in the comments.